Hey guys, it's Shannon from iHeartRadio Canada, joined by Dermot Kennedy. Hi, how are you? How's your whole
What's
pandemic?
up?
How have you been surviving?
It's been good. Yeah, I've been busier than I thought I'd be, honestly. I've been working on music, writing music. Just stuff just comes up, inevitably. Like I've been very busy, and it's strange because I've been figuring out like different ways to work. Like previously, I didn't know how to produce music, and that's something I've been forced to do because I can't get to a studio, obviously. So it's just been a funny time for me to like learn how to do things like that and to figure out. I guess I've been forced to grow as an artist,
Yeah, that's good. That's good that you can take some like
for
benefit
sure.
out of it. Do you typically write songs by yourself or do you usually collab with other people or is it a mixture of the two? Did you have
It's
to adjust?
both. I was like super precious about that stuff previously, and I was like completely against the idea of writing with people, and I was totally against it, and it was something I didn't feel comfortable doing. And just over time, I think I found the right people to work with, and now it's actually a really important part of what I do. Now it's crucial, and there's people. I found the people that it works with, like, and that for me is worth the difficult days where it doesn't work, and because there's plenty of those, like when you're in LA for 2 weeks and you don't have one good session, like that can be really tough and disheartening, and you kind of think like, why am I out here trying this? Like no one knows my work as well as me and no one knows how I feel as well as me, so that can be hard. But when you find people that appreciate that and people who are just like experts of songwriting, I think that can really be a beautiful thing, so it's worth it, I think.
Yeah, and you want to trust the people that you're like handing this over to, right?
Oh, everything. And it doesn't have to be lyrics. Like I've written songs with people and I don't even talk to them about lyrics, but like there can be just, it's just helpful to have more ears in the room, and some people just have structural advice and just even dynamically just different things. It's just good to have people there, and even like, even if someone isn't necessarily like a songwriting influence, it's just good to have good people in the room. Like those studios can get tense and you can put a lot of pressure on yourself, so it counts for a lot when there's good people there.
Yeah. Do you have a team that you work with now with producing or are you just trying to just figure it out on your own? Do you have people that you call and you're
No, yeah.
how do I
Oh God, no,
do
I need
this?
help. I need help.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm nowhere near I'm nowhere near being like sorted in that regard. I definitely need a lot of help. And so like if I was to produce something, it definitely needs to go somewhere else and someone whose job it is can fix it, because I would make a mess of it. But I'm at the very, very basic entry level of production, yeah, for sure.
At least you can at least like show what you want and then just be like, now help me and do it. Yeah, that's so
Oh
great.
yeah, and it counts for a lot because there's so many times you would go into a studio somewhere and you need to like, you can't let someone else have too much control of what you're doing, so it's so valuable to be able to sort of figure out what you need and to know how you want things to go, basically.
Totally. I want to talk about the fact that you have your first show in a while that's taking place at
I
London's
know.
History Museum coming up July 30th, just a couple days away. So how do you
Crazy venue.
feel leading up to this new style of concert?
uh I feel so excited because there's so many times on days off in London where that's where I've gone. Like I would go there just to walk around and I put headphones in and I literally just am in awe of that room. So I'm not faking it when I say it's a dream to get to play there. Like it really is. And but also at the same time, I am very excited about getting to play real shows when we can. You know what I mean? Like people ask like, am I sort of excited if this is the way things are going forward? And I don't want it to be this way going forward. Like I want to get back into venues and playing for people in real life. But for now, it feels like, basically it feels like a really good version of not being able to play to people, because we came off tour straight into me playing into my phone on like Instagram Live, and so while it was still nice to bring people together, it was a very jarring change and it was a really drastic thing to adapt to. So to be able to do something that's like got the production value of playing in the museum, and we're going to be like a full band and it'll sound proper and stuff like that, that means a lot to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find it really disappointing though, the fact that you won't have the audience there since that's such a huge part of putting on shows?
I guess, but it's just it's the way it is, right? Like currently, I saw some people when we announced it that thought it was actually there for real. Like you can buy tickets. I was like, no, we are not trying to play the riskiest gig of all time.
Yeah, don't do that. I feel like that would do a little more harm than good with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, your album Without Fear, it spent more time on the charts at #1 than any other Irish artist in 1,000 years. That is just an insane record to set. How do you feel? How did you feel finding that out?
Crazy. Yeah. I mean, any sort of Irish achievement means so much to me, and stuff like that. It's always kind of like got just extra value to me. I think it's because, I mean, this is where I started, and I spent 10 years here not having a career and struggling and being frustrated by not making progress. I did that for a long time. And so now that I can get certain accolades and reach certain milestones, it does mean a lot to me.
Yeah. Do you let yourself like soak that in and really just like enjoy that accomplishment, or are you just the type of person that's like, okay, what's the next goal that we're gonna go out and accomplish?
Yeah, I keep going for sure. I mean, while it means so much to me, as there's still so many places I haven't done that in. Do you know what I mean? So I am determined to achieve that. So yeah, but I think honestly this time of stillness and having to be in one place has helped a lot for me, like appreciating things more and just having little flashbacks of things we've done and shows we've played and things we've achieved. It really has been valuable for me in that, because when you're on the road you don't stop for a second, it's really relentless, and so it's been good for me.
Yeah, that's so nice. I'm going back to what you were saying about working for a decade before like really taking off. What was your motivation back then to keep going? Were there ever moments where you're like, should I even keep doing this?
Yeah, so that's an interesting thought for me, because my motivation to keep going is the same reason I kind of started in the first place. Like music just feels good to play. I didn't, while it was frustrating at times, like when I was playing in the street, I didn't see that as sort of a failure. You know what I mean? It just felt good. Like I was playing to people for a job, and that's what I want to do, right? And of course, it's better to do it in a big, beautiful venue somewhere. Like, of course, it means a lot more, and it feels a lot prettier and stuff like that. But like, you start this because you want to play music to people, and so at no point did I have to give myself like a pep talk or say like don't give up, because if the only reason you're doing it is to play in big rooms and to be successful and to make money and stuff, you're kind of in the wrong place in the first place. So to me, if I get to play songs to people, it just feels good no matter where I'm at. So I was willing to wait however long it took.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and that's exactly it at the end of the day, right? Like just making music for people and for them to enjoy, and that's exactly what you're doing. So that's so
Yep.
great. Do you find that
Awesome.
writing music has given you a different outlook on life and love that you wouldn't otherwise have?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it definitely causes me to sort of, it definitely changes the way I think, and changes the way you live for sure. And I think I sometimes take for granted that I constantly have this outlet for myself. If you feel a certain way, you constantly have this means of like feeling better or feeling relieved in some way. You've got this catharsis just constantly there for you if you need it. So yeah, so I think maybe it makes me more aware as a person, because I'm constantly thinking about like this, like your life is essentially fuel for your songs, so I'm just constantly thinking like that. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Especially like when it comes to Giants too. I just like reading your lyrics and hearing your lyrics. I'm like, wow, you probably think so deeply about so many things because that's how it comes off in the songs. Like with Giants, you said that you talked about how like time changes things, but it also gives hope for the future, and which kind of makes it like the perfect pandemic song too. Is that the message that you're hoping to pursue with this song?
Yeah, definitely. And like I wrote this song, say February last year,
Yeah.
and for me that idea was almost applied to my own life. It was a nostalgic idea, and it was the idea of the fact that change is necessary and change will take place no matter what, and you got to get used to it and accept it and just move with it. And so when I wrote this song, I was kind of taking that idea and applying it to my own life, whereas now I would hope that's grown, and it just felt right to release it in the current times, and I hope it can apply to any listener, and they can just think of it in terms of the world and the fact that so many things are changing and so many things need to change, and it feels good to like move with that and look forward, hopefully, instead of like having to just stick with the way things were. It just feels like a good thing.
Yeah, it's such a good reminder for people too, to like not be fearful of the future, but just like know that time is going to pass and to be
Yep.
everything that's going on. So yeah, I think you definitely
Totally.
with that. And
Nice
the
one.
video just came out today, so congrats on
I
that.
know.
That's
yeah, crazy.
where did the inspiration come for that video? It's so creative, it's so different. How did
Oh,
that
it's mad, yeah.
how does that idea even get approached?
Yeah, so we obviously couldn't go anywhere to shoot a video the way we normally would, and so we worked with a company called Triz in Barcelona, and it was just so cool. Like it's funny because there's definitely a certain element of like letting go of the reins, because that's a world I am a novice in, you know. And so you approach these people who are like ninjas in this field, and we just started working on the idea, and like we were talking about previously, just how you almost just want to send a message to people to appreciate what they've got, and to make sure that like from now on we don't take anything for granted, and a video that celebrates the beauty of the world and just the beauty of life in general. So it was a joy to work with them. Yeah, it's incredible what they can do.
Yeah, it's so insane. I just watched it and I'm like was blown away by what they were able to create.
Oh, mad. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Dermot, thank you so much for hanging out. I really
Nice one.
appreciate you taking the opportunity to chat.
Nice one. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.